Now it's time for makeup with our makeup artist, Karina.
Hello.
She is choosing, what are you doing now with moisturizing?
So I talked to Jessica a little bit about her skin type and kind of just how it normally is, even though this is a really special climate. We still want to address the normal skin issues that she's gonna know are gonna come up. And she said that she's a little bit dry, oily in the T-zone, which is pretty normal. So I'm just gonna give her a moisturizing treatment just to equalize her.
Now before Jessica made her appointment or during her appointment making process, do you talk to her specifically, consult her about her, face, what she's looking for, what type of image she wants to create?
Yeah, most definitely. And it's kind of like what Nikki was talking about before with bringing in a picture. I always like to have them bring in 3 pictures or give me 3 ideas of what they're looking for. And normally there's kind of a central idea in there and we can kind of really fine tune it. And then also the dress comes into play as well, because if they're gonna have a really kind of vintage type of look, you wanna address that as well. Maybe with a nice, really strong lip, and just give them a good focus. And if they really have a feature that they wanna highlight, we definitely wanna, go ahead and close, bring that out as well. So I'm just priming her skin, and it just gives a little bit extra wear to the makeup to make sure that it adheres through all the pictures and dancing and fun.
For a Monterey Bay being a destination wedding site, and say the bride, like Nikki, can't come in until like the day or a couple days before, do you have the bride send pictures of herself with makeup, without makeup, both? What do you do with that?
I think yeah, I guess we could do that. I don't usually do that just because a lot of times it's really different from what they're wearing on a normal basis.
Okay.
But I try not to get them too far away from what they're comfortable with. If they're not somebody that is a makeup wearer and they bring me a picture that's totally Kim Kardashian, I probably wouldn't suggest that just because it's not something they're gonna be comfortable with and they're not gonna know how to wear it.
Okay.
Go ahead and look this way just a little. There you go.
Now, do you suggest to a bride that they don't overdo their makeup on their wedding day, or they do want a glam look, or is that just a personal opinion and you kind of do what the bride really wants to do?
I try to do what they want along with, I guess, my professional opinion. I've been doing it for a long time. I know a lot about different types of brands of makeup, so I try to give them what's gonna give them the best wear. And also, like I said before, what's gonna make them the most comfortable. And also too, what the groom's comfortable with, because a lot of times if it's not someone who's a makeup wearer and they wanna wear a big look, they're really gonna kind of shock their groom and they're gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, so.
That's a really good point. I've never actually thought of the groom. It's always been all about the bride.
Yeah.
So can you imagine walking down the aisle and you're like totally glammed out and that's not your normal look?
Exactly.
And your groom would go, oh my gosh. So what are we doing today?
So I prepped her with the BB cream just because it gives a really nice surface. And it just is gonna even out her skin tone, and then I'm gonna go over it just really lightly with the foundation just to give her extra wear. And because this foundation by Too Faced is so beautiful, it just gives a really, really nice glow. And it's really light too, so it's not gonna be uncomfortable or make her break out or anything.
Now, what's the importance of a BB cream?
Well, BB creams, what they do, they're usually moisturizing. She did see she was kind of dry in the beginning. And then there's CC creams too, so yay. CC creams give a little more coverage and they color correct. So they have a little more coverage and they're a little bit heavier. It just depends on what you're looking for your skin.
And how do you feel about the whole spray tan? Do you think it's necessary? Do you, to give you
magical.
that glow? It's magical?
Yes,
That's great.
Extremely magical. Because we're not even toned. We're not perfect, we're people, so it just gives you a really nice even tone. It makes you a little bit more comfortable, makes you look 10 pounds skinnier.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm just gonna contour her a little bit just to give her a little bit of structure to her face. And it's just gonna give her a little bit of dimension so she just kind of shows up more on camera. And on your wedding day, you don't want to look like a different person. You just want to look like a more shiny, beautiful version of yourself.
Now, what makes the makeup last all day? Because
Primer.
it is a long day.
Primer, primer, primer. A lot of people think it's not an important step. Go ahead and look up, but it definitely does. Primer makes the makeup adhere to the skin, so it makes it stick. Probably like 95% of people are oily in the T-zone, so it's gonna come off. And dancing and kissing your cousins and your grandma and getting in fights, hopefully not. Makeup is gonna wear off, so you just want to give it as much durability as possible.
And so just to kind of review for our audience, the primer is the very first step, or is that after moisturizer?
After moisturizer, because you want to make sure you want to equalize that skin first and just kind of prep it as much as possible. And then the moisturizer is going to give you a nice soft glass-like surface in order for the makeup to glide over as well.
Now today we're doing kind of, our first look is a classic couture look.
Yes.
What kind of makeup do you vision for Jessica?
Well, because it's a classic look, I'm just going to do a nice smoky eye, which is probably what almost 100% of people ask for, but I'm not going to do it with really dark colors where it looks like she got punched. I'm going to do
or a night on the town.
Exactly. A really fun night. I'm gonna do just some really nice soft brown. She has beautiful eyes, so when I just put a little bit of makeup on her, they're definitely gonna stand out. And then I always like to try to add lashes if they're comfortable with it, just because it gives you so much more of a look, and it really makes you look finished, and it makes your eyes stand out in pictures, especially when your makeup has worn off at the end of the day. It still has kind of that strong feature that is still gonna make you look really pretty.
I'm a personal favorite of eyelashes because it just makes your eyes pop.
It does.
They're amazing, and your makeup can wear off, but your eyes are still out there. You still look vibrant.
Exactly.
Are you gonna get them? Are you gonna use lashes?
Oh, she's getting them.
She's getting them.
Yes.
That's good.
That is a given.
I always suggest that, so I think it's great. What are some of the new wedding trends in makeup? I was reading last year that cat eye, the liner was really in. Is that, I mean, this is not for our look today, but I'm just, what's kind of current?
The cat eye is definitely always gonna be a lasting trend. It's super simple. It gives you a really nice look without having to do too much. Right now, lips. Not necessarily like a strong red lip, but like strong berries. Getting away from the matte a little bit with a little bit of shine, just using different textures and just a lot of definition. So, and I love a lip.
So when you do a bigger lip or a heavier lip or more vibrant lip, do you do, the classic lighter in the cheekbones? Or?
Well, I like to, go ahead and look up. I like to, if I'm gonna do a really strong lip, you always wanna have a focus. So if I'm gonna do a strong lip, that's gonna be my focus. I'm not gonna do such a strong eye. So I'll tone it down a little bit, but definitely keep those lashes. And then if I'm gonna do a really strong eye, I'll do a little bit softer lip. So I'm just defining her brows here. Brows frame the face. And it just gives you a little bit of strength to your look as well. Makes you just look very finished. So a few minutes has gone by. I'm just finishing up Jessica's brow here, and I'm gonna give her a little bit of highlight, just kind of like before, where it's just gonna give some dimension and definition to her face. I washed her lid with a really light shadow, and I put some highlighter under her eyebrows. I'm gonna bring a little bit onto her cheeks. It's just gonna make her look really nice and glowy, and it's a very bridal look.
She looks gorgeous.
She is gorgeous.
I think it's so important for a bride to feel so special on our wedding day.
Most definitely.
I mean, they are the focus. The whole wedding really revolves around the bride. Sorry, groom, but it's true.
Go ahead and close, and that's also one of the reasons that you don't want to move too far away from a look that they're comfortable with, or that they wear on a normal basis, because you do want them to kind of be super effortless. So I'm just going along with the smoky eye that I was talking about. Go ahead and open for me really quickly. Okay, go ahead and close.
So with the smoky eye, does it give you just more depth to the eye, or does it make the eye pop a little bit more? So when she's, far away, or, she really stands out, or in pictures, is it a better look?
It does stand out in pictures. It just gives a very, very soft look. And it's a very glamorous look as well. And if you can see kind of the difference, if you want to look real quick, how her eye color is just really popping already, just with the little bit that I did on that side. So it makes a really big difference, and it's a really big difference really quickly.
Can you look at the camera and close your eye like that?
And I think the difference between smoky eyes is just really choosing the right colors. When you're, a lot of times you'll see it just all black, and it's a little bit intimidating. And when they ask for a smoky eye, you really have to get a really good idea of what they're talking about, what their interpretation of a smoky eye is, because everybody has their own interpretation. Go ahead and open and look up.
Well, and then you see so many in magazines that it never really realized how different or a variety of smoky eyes there are.
Exactly, and it's going to translate very differently from a wedding than when you see it maybe in Vogue, you know.
And what does highlighter do?
Highlighter, it attracts light. So wherever you put the highlighter, that's kind of where the light's gonna go when you take a picture, and it just makes you look very bright, and it makes you look awake, and it just makes your skin look very fresh and very glowy.
So that gives you that kind of dewy, just like you said, fresh and glowy look.
And that's what takes you from kind of your regular day look to really going for like a strong, beautiful bridal look.
What do you suggest in her purse that she should carry once her makeup is done, it's set, her hair is done? What's kind of her survival makeup? What would you use, or what would you take?
A translucent powder. So translucent powders are amazing because they have no color and anybody can use them. And when it's gonna help absorb oils during the day, and it's gonna really cut down that shine, and you're not gonna have to worry about it being a different color than what your makeup is.
Okay. And would you carry a lipstick, lip liner, all of the above, lip gloss? I'm such a lipstick freak, so
for you, being a lipstick freak, I would recommend a long-wear matte lipstick.
Okay.
And you're comfortable with that, so that's something that would work for you. Somebody who doesn't wear lipstick every day, they can go without it, or they can just do like a light gloss just to keep it kind of moisturized, because it is a long day and you're talking a lot. So stay hydrated.
And kissing a lot of people.
Exactly, kissing lots of cousins. You just maybe like a light gloss will help you just kind of keep yourself going. Yeah. Let's see. So
Your eyes look gorgeous.
So I think she's almost done, actually. I'm just gonna do a little liner on the top just for an extra pop, and then I'm going to add her lashes, which is gonna give it that extra oomph that we were talking about earlier. And I do like a gel liner because it does not budge. It's gonna stay on all day long.
Now, when you're finished, you set the makeup with a spray?
I do. I have a setting spray by Japanesque, and it's pretty much amazing and life-changing. Go ahead and close.
And I see that you're using an angle brush.
I am. Brushes are very subjective, so whatever works for you, use that brush. And I'm just going to work it into her lashes and just kind of pull up instead of giving her a really strong cat eye, because we want a little bit softer look and not something that's really, really harsh for this one. Go ahead and open and look at me really quickly. Okay, go ahead and close.
So will you do the bottom liner too, or do you just stay on the top for
if
this
they're
look?
a person who always wears eyeliner on the inside, I'll have them do the eyeliner on the inside. If they're not a person that does that normally and they don't have to have it, I recommend not doing it because it does collect in the corners of the eyes, and I don't want them to wipe it and leave a big makeup streak across their face. So if they can go without it, I prefer them do that. Go ahead and close again. So I'm just again working into the lashes and pulling up. And you can see it's very, very subtle, but it's going to give a very big contrast because her eyes are so blue and gorgeous. That's just really going to make them stand out.
It's amazing from one eye to the other. I didn't think it would make such a big difference because it's just a very, very thin line, and it just totally defined her whole eyelid.
And when you're kind of laying it in the bottom of the lashes right here, what it does, it just gives you definition, and it fills it in, because our lashes aren't completely solid. There's spaces in between, so it's filling in those spaces, and it's just giving it a really strong look.
And it's kind of the same thing with the eyebrows. I'm like looking at her eyebrows now, the same thing, and she had nice, full, gorgeous eyebrows, but just from you filling it in, it just
makes them solid and gives it a look.
It's like a picture frame.
Yeah, most definitely. That's exactly what they are.
Wow. Your eyes totally pop.
Look, I'm making a mess. Sorry, don't get this.
Can we see your eye?
And now it's lash time.